This episode of the Josh Wiley channel is brought to you by DaggerDefense.com. Dagger Defense offers affordable, budget-friendly accessories for your firearms. Red dot optics, scopes, weapon lights, bipods, and other accessories for your build. Check out everything they have to offer at daggerdefense.com. Welcome to episode 2 of the ATF Tapes. Be sure and let me know down in the comment section below if you like this or if you think it's a pile of crap. This is something I've been thinking about doing, at least something like this for a while. This is what I've settled on. It is the ATF Tapes. This is episode 2, so if you haven't checked out episode 1, be sure to check out episode 1. But first, just pause this and click on over there. So if you like this idea, let me know. And if you hate it, let me know too, because if nobody likes this, it will probably end up stopping, and I'll move on to try and do something else that I like, that I think y'all might like. So be sure to do that before you even finish watching this video. Just go ahead and pause it and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. So, if you've continued this far, I trust that you've seen the first ATF tape episode. So you'd already know by this point that it is an ATF Tapes episode, so we're talking about alcohol, tobacco, and firearms. I am a whiskey guy. I like scotch. Every once in a while, I used to like scotch a lot, and kind of don't like it as much. I got more into whiskey because I'm an American. So, I liked scotch a lot before I really got into whiskey. So, I most of the time drink whiskey, and I'll get a taste for scotch every once in a while. And most of the time I go out and get scotch. It's either Chivas Regal, which is in my opinion, a relatively expensive, it's not one of the most expensive scotches out there, but you get what you pay for. It's well priced. It's a really good scotch, but most of the time I don't get that. I like getting it, but I don't get it often because of how expensive it is. Most of the time I really get the itch for scotch. I settle on Johnnie Walker Black Label. I have gotten Red Label, which is relatively rough. You've really got to like that to like Red Label. Black Label is, I think, the sweet spot of the Johnnie Walkers. Although, to be fair, I haven't tried every Johnnie Walker label out there. I have tried Red Label, Black Label, and I recently went on, as far as this video is posted, somewhat recently, within the year, I think. Yeah, within the year. I actually got the opportunity to try Blue Label, which I had heard a lot about. Really wanted to try it, but it's really expensive. It's gotten Chivas is expensive, but Blue Label from Johnnie Walker is really, really expensive. So I went on the cruise, and I knew they had Blue Label, and I was like, it's a fly. Here's my opportunity to try Blue Label, and I got a shot. And this little guy was $40. It was over $40. I spent $41 or $42 on a shot of whiskey. And I tried to savor that thing as much as possible. I had a shot glass of whiskey that I made last 40 minutes to try and just have a little taste to it and try and savor it for as long as possible, because it was it was really good. Johnnie Walker Blue Label is really good, but it's too expensive to buy for me. The price wasn't worth it. So we have a little bit of Johnnie Walker Black Label. If you're into scotch, like I said, I like scotch, but I don't get it all the time. Most of the time I get whiskey, but every once in a while I get scotch. About 90% of the time that I go in to get scotch, it's Johnnie Walker Black Label, and that's what we've got here tonight. It's still got that dark smoky kind of Scotch taste that you get with Red Label, except Red Label is a whole lot darker, smoky kind of taste to it. This I always get kind of like a little orangey kind of flavor to it. It's not a whole lot. It might be a whole lot. It depends on what you like. Black Label is definitely smoother than Red Label. So if you're interested in trying it, I recommend you get a smaller glass of it. And if I had to recommend any of them, I'd go with Black Label. So that is what we're drinking today. Today, we have a cigar sponsored by Southern Cigar Company. Talked about this in the last video, ATF episode. They do sponsor the channel. They send me a box every month to show to you guys. I don't get paid by them in any way. If nobody signs up or if 1,000 people sign up, I don't compensate from it at all. So, I mean, I don't care if you sign up or not. I do enjoy their boxes. I am a kid at Christmas when their box shows up at my door. Really do enjoy it. So they are, once again, one of the sponsors of this channel. The channel, yes, but of the ATF tapes as well. Usually you get 4 cigars a month in a box, and you always get this card in the box telling you a little bit about each one. And I am very awful at pronouncing anything that's not in English. So this cigar is the Marquesa. Marquesa, that's what we're going to go with. This is also from Gurkha. The last cigar that we had in the first episode was also a Gurkha cigar. I have tried a couple of those, and I like Gurkha cigars. They're relatively good. This one is a Marquesa from Gurkha. Strength is medium full. The wrapper is a Sumatra, and the size is Toro, which is a 6-inch by 54. If you don't know what that means, you should have watched some of my other cigar videos or ATF episode 1, which if you haven't, I don't know why you've gone this far in the video without pausing and checking episode 1 out. So we're not even going to talk about it. So, and the origin is a Dominican Republic. So that is the scotch that I've got and the cigar that we're going to light up. So, moving on to the firearms section of this video. We have the fan rifle. Now, this is my favorite rifle. It was the first AR I got, I think. And I started doing a crazy amount of stuff to this. I did do, I talked about this in the last episode. My family owns a machine shop, so I did a lot of modifications on mainly pistols and stuff. But with my rifles, I made a couple of things for it. I've made a couple of things that I don't use at all anymore. So I've had a couple of the things that I made when this was pretty much the only one that I had. A lot of stuff went on this and then went off, and I got stuff from other companies and they went on other builds. But this is how this variation has been for a while now, and it'll probably stay this way. I love this rifle, so we're going to go over some of the stuff in here. Some of the stuff I have gotten from other places, and I can't exactly remember what it is. But we're going to talk about everything on this. And like I said, this is the SHTF AR that I have, that if anything happened, this is the closest one in my gun cabinet, and this is the one I grab all the time. So I guess we're going to start from this end, the dangerous end, to the not so dangerous end. So I have made a couple of muzzle devices for my rifles. I have had a couple on here. I don't know if every one that I've made has been on here, but a lot of them have. And I ended up going with the stock A2 flash hider I just left on here. So that's what that is. This is, I guess before we get too far into this, this was a DPMS Oracle that I don't think you can even get anymore. You might be able to find one used from somebody, but I don't think you can really get these anymore. This was one of the best options out there for like a budget-friendly rifle. I think I only paid like $500 for this thing, brand spanking new. If you were just getting into ARs, this was the one that you wanted to get. So this is technically a DPMS Oracle. Done a lot of stuff to it. However, I have not changed the barrel. This is still the original barrel that came on the DPMS Oracle. So it's the original barrel, the stock A2 flash hider on there. Then I've got Magpul M-Bus sights, the Coyote Tan. Really like these guys. I've tried other companies before. Magpul is one that's very reasonably priced for what you get. If I had to buy another one for a set with my own money, I would probably go with the Magpul backup sights. The flip-up ones, I really like those. I'm not a fan of the 45s. However, I do have one. It all depends on what you like or what you're doing with the rifle setup that you're working with. So these are the ones I like the best. That's why they're on here. Then we have the ProTac rail mounted from Streamlight. Love this light. There are other options out there, and this one it's a very good light. It's more expensive than a lot of lights out there, but you get what you pay for, and I love this light. If I had another build that I was using for a SHTF option, if I want to get rid of this and do another one, I still would probably end up getting that light and putting on there. I really like that light. And then I also have the pressure switch on here mounted on the top, because usually when I'm aiming with this, I usually use my vertical grip as more of a hand stop. I don't have hand stops because I like the option of having the vertical grip, because depending on what I'm doing, I like holding it like this. But most of the time, especially when I'm doing anything long distance at all, I like it as a hand stop. So most of the time I'm aiming like this, and I like my pressure switch there because my thumb gets it, and it's super bright. Can't remember how many lumens this is, but I love this light. I think it uses the 18650. I think that's what it uses. You can use one of those, or the CR123s uses two of those. CR123s are a whole lot cheaper and readily available, so obviously I use those in that. But I like that. If you're interested, it is a pressure switch, so you press and it comes on, you release and it goes off, and it also has a separate button up here where you can press it and it stays on. You can press it and it cuts off. Really like that light. This is going to be funny because I don't really think you can do this anymore. I got this a while ago. This is one cheap 4-rail Picatinny rail handguards that I got off of this, that I got for this. And I think I got this one off of eBay. I mean, back once upon a time, you could get cheap stuff. Good God. You could get cheap stuff for AR builds, like handguards and grips and extended rails, the adjustable tailstock, different grips, muzzle devices you could get on eBay and Amazon. And I'm not 100% sure, but I don't think you can find any of that stuff anymore. Like none. So back when I first got this and I first started doing stuff to it, you could get a lot of stuff off of Amazon and eBay. So that's where I got that. And you probably won't be able to do that anymore, so you'll have to get it from somewhere else. I don't know. But that's what I end up putting on here. And I really like these things. I like these. It's a pop-on grip for a Picatinny rail. I went with Coyote Tan because my first AR I ever got, I always pictured it black with a little bit of Coyote Tan, the FDE color on there, and it's stayed that way ever since. But I did find that you could get these, it's rubber, just clip-on things that pop into a Picatinny rail, and I got these off of Amazon, I think, which I don't even know if you can do anymore either. But I really like those because depending on how you hold it, it is smoother depending on what hand guards you get, because the rail can be relatively rough on the slots that they cut in it, depending on which one you get. This one was, so I did get that just so it was a little bit smoother, so it didn't tear up your hands if you're using a lot, and it looks cool. And so I went with the FDE Coyote Tan on that. Most of that's 50% looks, 50% just making it smoother on your hands. So that's what I did there. Then moving on, I got an adjustable. Golly, these flies, dude! An adjustable safety selector that. I cannot remember where I got that, but you should be able, you can get different ones from different companies, different colors. That's anodized aluminum with the FDE coating on it. That was really the only reason I ended up doing this, because I just got the itch to do something else to it, so I went with company's FDE safety selector. And then as you can see here, something else from Magpul that I got, it's the bad lever that I really like. Some people say if you're right or left-handed it works better, or if you're one way or the other it doesn't help at all. It was the right-handed shooters, which I'm not. I'm a left-handed shooter, and a lot of people were saying it's good for if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, it's not so great. I like it left-handed, so when I can pull this back, I can still press up here and hold it in, and then when I go down, I can still, it's kind of hard to show like this, when I hold it, I can still get my thumb around there. I've just made myself able to do it that way and pop it into battery. So whether you're left-handed or right-handed, I like that. I mean, you might not, but I ended up putting it on this rifle. Then I got, this is from Radian. This is the Radian Raptor. Charging handle. I like the regular charging handle that come on just about any AR that you buy. Mostly for that was just, I got another itch to do something to this rifle when I had it, and it had the FD Coyote Tan handles on here, and it's ambidextrous too. That was another reason why I went ahead and got it, because I am left-handed. It's kind of hard to, I can't remember the stock one. It's one way or the other, but you had to grab on one end. This is ambidextrous, so I can grab it from both ends. Makes it a whole lot easier for me. So that's another reason why I ended up getting that. Then I it was really just another itch that I wanted to do something else to this. The bolt, the BCG in this was still stock, and I just wanted to upgrade it, just make it a little bit better than the stock that was in there. I ended up going with Phase 5. I can't remember which one I got in there. But I ended up doing that just got an itch to do something else to this and upgrade it some more and make it a little bit better. So I went with a Phase 5 BCG. This adjustable buttstock that I got, I used to have the Magpul one that was the Coyote Tan, and I still have that. I really like it. This, I can't remember who this came from. I think I got this from Tac Pack. I did some videos for Tac Pack once upon a time, and this was in one of their boxes, and I really liked just the cheek on that, to rest your cheek. It felt a little bit comfortable than my Magpul, so I ended up taking that off, putting that on there, and it's been on there ever since. So I do like that, but forgive me, I don't remember who that came from. It came from Tac Pack, but I can't remember what company made it. And buttstocks are one of those things. where you just, it's going to be a personal preference. There's a lot of guys that like a lot of different things, so you just gonna have to try different stuff out and see what you like. I did put a ring on here for the sling. There are a bunch of different sling options and mounting options. I just went with this one. You can mount your sling on either side. There are some where you can mount up here and mount back here. Really, when I did this, it was just one of the cheaper options. That's why I did it. It just goes around and it's got a little clip on it, and you can just clip it on there and clip it off. So that's why I did that. The only other thing on here is this guy, which is the most expensive thing on this rifle, and I'm pretty sure I spent more on this holographic sight than I did on the original rifle itself, which, if you start getting into these and start getting crazy, you'll find that is usually the case. When you get into optics and you really start getting into optics, they can easily and way far beyond be more expensive than the rifle that you originally purchased. This one was, I don't know if it's still now or if you can even really get it. It's the XPS2. When I got this, this was the cheapest holographic sight that EOTech offered. I paid a little over $500 for it, I think. But I love this sight. Love everything about it. This is the only EOTech I have ever bought, so I can't say whether this is any worse or better than any of the others because they're so expensive. I wasn't going to spend that much money on another sight on one of my other rifles, so this is the only, at least for now anyway, this is the only one I've ever bought. But I do love this thing. All the adjustments on it. It uses one CR123 A battery. It's lasted a long time. Actually, I don't even know if I've even changed the battery in this. I don't know if it even works. Yeah, it does. Yeah, and the buttons are real easy to get to and adjust, turn on and off. You've got two rubber buttons back here, which are the brightness. One is to brighten, one is to make it dimmer. You can just press one of them and turn it on, and then you hold both of them to cut it off. Real easy, real simple. But I love this thing. So I talk so much, this thing goes out. I think that's it. I never have this problem when I'm out just enjoying a cigar and whiskey by myself. It's when I'm sitting here talking to you guys, which I have to light it 3 or 4 times. No, that's not it. Hold on. Something else I got from Magpul is this extended mag release. I do like that. That is another one of the relatively cheap upgrades you can do to this that are actually useful. I can't remember how much I paid for it, but I remember they're really, really cheap, and you can get them from different colors. You can get these from different other places, not just from Magpul. That's just the one that I got, but I really, really like having that. And something else that I've put on here that I featured this on the episode 1 with the custom SD9VE is the Talon grips. Like I said in that video, I've gotten a couple of those from different pistols, and I really, really like them. It's a great cheap upgrade to get. Usually they're right around $20 for any one that you get for any pistol. They do offer them for stock AR grips, which I really like that on there. It's a whole lot better feeling and grip than a regular AR grip on there. So I really, really like that. It's a great upgrade, and like I said, it was only like 20 bucks. So I think that is pretty much it. I don't have a mag in here. Usually I just use the regular Magpul magazines. But I think that's pretty much it. So this is the hit the fan go-to rifle that I love. It was my first AR, and it's still the first one I go to, and I love this guy. So that is the firearm in today's episode. The Johnnie Walker Black Label Scotch that I can only have once in a while. Usually I'm a whiskey guy. And then the cigar from Southern Cigar Company. I really appreciate those guys sending a box out to me so I can smoke and enjoy and show to you guys. So that was the Marquesa Gurkha from Southern Cigar Company. Be sure and let me know in the comment section below if you like this episode, if you hated it. If y'all don't like these, I'm going to go ahead and try and do something else. If you liked them, I'm going to make an attempt at trying to keep going with these, at least on somewhat of a regular basis. So I think that's it. That is episode 2 of the ATF Tapes.